Paul here from GigaProfits, and just wanted to talk today about repurposing your content online. This is a topic that I didn't really understand at first when I first started posting again last year. And when I first started last year, I thought that it was like the old algorithms where when you do post something, you literally end up kind of invading people's privacy and whatnot. Like you're constantly posting, and there's always that fear of like, oh, am I posting too much, or am I just pushing my content too hard on people and clogging up their news feeds, right? Because you definitely don't want to be that person that's like always like spamming your content out there and pushing it on people when they're on social media and you're just like pushing your product. It's very annoying. But I want you to know that rest assured that the way social media is now is that if somebody doesn't engage with your initial post, if they just scroll past, the social media platforms are very, very good at not showing more content to them. They'll rather show the content that, for example, they watched the video for 3 seconds or more, or 15 seconds or more, or they stop scrolling. That's an indicator. So, for example, if they stop scrolling for like 3 seconds, let's say, if it's less than 3 seconds, usually what happens is it will categorize the content as not really interested in it. It's not really something. They might show them again maybe 2 or 3 times. But what will happen is if they just keep scrolling past it, it will be kind of further down the scroll. So for example, when you first log into your social media account, let's say you're logging into Instagram, it's going to organize all the content on your feed in a way where it's going to show basically all of the content. For example, let's say it's news about your favorite politician, or it's news about a topic in health or something, or wellness, or something that you enjoy. It's going to show you that same content more as the priority. So if you have the news feed in terms of priority, it's always going to have the content types or categories that you enjoy the most. It's going to show that on top. And you can see that yourself. This is nothing new. It's not something that I'm telling you that's foreign. I'm sure you see it all the time. You're like, oh man, does Facebook read my mind, or like, is my phone listening to me all the time? Is it like listening? Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe it is listening. But the idea is, that's a whole other conversation. But the way these phones are is that with your behavior on the phone, when you are actually scrolling through your news feed and you're going through it like this, and if you stop right there and you're like looking at this, and then you say, oh, let me look at the comments, and you start looking through the comments. Now, next time, the person that posts here, this is my friend, Yuji, now this will probably show up more next time, right? This like post from him will now show up more the next time I log in, or even as I go down, or I refresh my newsfeed. So let's say I refresh it like that, then what's going to happen is I'm going to see posts here from all the people that are, basically people that I'm engaging more with, right? Or for example, let's say there's people that you're commenting on their posts, and you're commenting on their posts, and you're like, or you're liking, then it's going to show you more as well, right, on that person, right? So now here, okay, got Jordan Kravitz. I look at a lot of his comments, a lot of his posts, and I enjoy them, so I comment a lot back, or I thumbs up, or like the post, whatever it is, or I just stop there and watch his video. So now Jordan's posts are going to show more to me next time I log in. So what you want to do is think of it that way, that you guys are mobile marketers, right? That's what you are as entrepreneurs, is that you're marketing on a device, okay? So once you think of it that way, that you're on a device, then it makes you think that, okay, we're on the device. How often are they on the device? So now come back to repurposing your content online. So what does that mean? So let's say you post once, and these guys scrolled past it. So that's fine. That day they were in a different mood, and they basically wanted to look at different videos. And then maybe late at night, maybe during lunch hour, they're looking for different types of content, or they're in a different mood. Or maybe in the evening they're in a different mood and they want to watch more funny stuff, right? So maybe you post something that's more humorous, and then they catch that video. So what I'm trying to say is that if you post more, don't worry. It's repurposing it is fine. Meaning, like, you take the same content, either take a snippet of it, change the text around it, re-upload it, or basically repost the exact same post multiple times. There's nothing wrong with that. People will just ignore it. If they see it 2-3 times, it's okay. If they see it like 100 times and you keep doing it all month, of course, people are going to get annoyed, right? Just think to yourself that, am I repurposing my content too much? Chances are you're not doing it enough. Majority of people, they'll make a video, like let's say right now I'm doing this live. So whoever watches it live, that's great. I do it more for the replays, okay, and the authenticity. So as I'm doing this content right now, I'm repurposing it. After this, what I'll do is I'll download it, okay? I'll download it as a video, upload it to LinkedIn, to Instagram, to YouTube, to share it on Twitter, and I'll push it out there, right? And I should probably be doing TikTok too, but I haven't been yet, right? But the point is that that same content can be used multiple times. Now I'll look back after a few days and I'll say, wow, in 3 days I got 500, 600 views, right? So let's say I get 400 views on Facebook. Let's say I get 500 on Instagram. Let's say I get 300 on TikTok or whatever it is, or let's say YouTube, let's say LinkedIn, right? Collectively, I get 1,000 views for one video. So I'm getting 1,000 people watching the video, the content. And even you say, oh, well, maybe not everyone watched the whole thing. They just looked at it for a second. But what you did is you kind of poked at them. You kind of told them like, hey, here I am. This is what I do. And then they get the message, right? So really, your job's done. It's equivalent to you seeing a commercial online, seeing that commercial as you're watching your favorite series. Well, nowadays you just watch without commercials. But let's say you're watching the news or whatever sponsor comes in there for a second and you see their brand. Okay, they poked you. They basically reminded you, right? Hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. Hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. And that's why repurposing your content is very similar, because you don't see TV commercials or any traditional commercials just like show once and then they're gone. You see them used over and over and over and over again, right? Because that's the way it works. That's the way that advertising and marketing works, is that you have to impress. That's why they're called impressions. How many impressions do you get on a newsfeed? So let's say the impressions are, out of those 1,000 views, I probably got 3,000 impressions. So now we take it one step higher and we say, okay, that content from one post on all those platforms took me, let's say, an hour. So an hour of work, okay, I impressed my brand, our brand, onto 3,000 people and had about 1,000 people collectively look at the videos, okay, look at the content, at least for 3 to 15 seconds, let's say. And out of that, possibly maybe 50 people or 30 people watch the entire video. But for 1 hour's work with that content, I reached 30 people to get my message and, help them. I helped them with my content. I gave them something educational. I gave them something of value. So what am I doing there? If you give, you eventually will receive as well. You're building a relationship, right? So that's why repurposing your content is paramount. Because if you did that once with that content and you got those kind of numbers, or even if you got 10% of those numbers, that's okay. Even if you got 1%, that's okay. For 1 hour, you talk to one person. In the old days, you'd have to go out without social media, without anything. You'd have to go out and say, hey, John, let me just tell you what I do. Here's my business card, right? Okay, it's the same thing. But now imagine doing that once, but hitting so many people, and to keep doing it and then repurposing it. 3 days later, say, let me post this again. Or 3 weeks later, post it again, right? Or take a snippet of it that was golden, like a golden nugget. You just came out. You didn't know you had that. You just brought it out. Cut it, bring it out, share it, right? That's why it's called sharing, okay? Anyways, guys, repurposing your content is super important. I hope you guys do it. Give it a shot. You will be surprised at what you get, right? It's done great for our business, and I recommend it, highly recommend it, okay? Anyways, all the best. Hope you have a great day. And don't forget, tomorrow we have Roman Hatashita here, live interview. So we're going to be sharing that as well. And he's an entrepreneur and a martial artist, a former Olympian. So that's going to be awesome, okay? Have a great day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.